All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're on a mission, and that mission is to crack the code on what, honestly, a lot of people think is the single hardest task in the entire IELTS reading test, matching information. Now, this isn't about just reading faster. Nope, it's about strategic decoding. So let's get you the intel you need to absolutely guarantee mission success.
So what's the number one mistake I see people make time and time again? It's this flawed approach you see right here. The idea that you can just read, memorize, and somehow retain 900 words under crazy time pressure. I mean, come on, it's a total recipe for disaster. The reality is, our brains just don't work that way. Human memory completely fails under those conditions. So you can't be a passive reader. You have to become a strategic navigator, actively hunting for specific bits of intelligence.
Okay, let's talk about the threat analysis. We're calling this the ultimate time sink. Because before we jump into the tactics, we've got to understand the enemy, right? These matching information questions, they're deliberately designed to be the ultimate time sink. They are, quite literally, a trap. And knowing exactly how that trap works, well, that's the first step to disarming it.
So how does this trap actually work? Well, it's built on three key threats. First up, you've got scattered signals. This means the answers are all over the place. They're not in order, so you can't just read from top to bottom. Then you've got faint echoes. This is where the answer might be just a single tiny sentence buried deep inside a massive paragraph. It's so easy to miss. And finally, the worst one, false positives. Some paragraphs might not even have an answer. They're just there to send you on a wild goose chase and waste your time. These three things together, that's what makes this task so incredibly tough.
All right, so let's move on to your tactical dossier, a new approach. Enough about the problem, right? Let's talk solutions. This is your game plan, your tactical dossier. It's a completely new way of looking at this, designed to turn that time sink we just talked about into a precise, targeted strike. It's time to move from defense to offense.
Our entire strategy really just boils down to three core principles. It's that simple. Number 1, do it last. Number 2, decode the scope. And number 3, decode the type. If you can master these three things, you will master this task. So let's break each one down.
Okay, strategy 1, the do it last rule. This is maybe the most important rule of all. Never, ever, ever do these questions first. I mean it. You tackle all the other stuff first, the multiple choice, the gap fills, the true-false questions, all those detail-oriented tasks. Why? It's simple, really, because as you're finding the answers to those other questions, you are, without even trying, building a mental map of the entire passage. You start to get a feel for where everything is, so by the time you even start this section, you already have a sense of where the intel is hiding. It's a massive tactical advantage. Now for strategy 2, decode the scope. This one is all about focus. You have to understand the scope of your search, and this is a huge distinction. Think about matching headings. That's like using a wide beam sonar, right? You're just looking for the main idea, the general vibe of a whole paragraph. But matching information, that's a precision laser. You are hunting for one specific detail, a single phrase that could be buried absolutely anywhere. So here's the crucial takeaway. You're not looking for what the paragraph is about. You're looking for what the paragraph contains. Big, big difference.
And that brings us to strategy 3, decode the information type. And honestly, this one is a total game changer. You need to decode the type of information you're looking for. And the clue? It's right there in the very first word of the question. Think about it. If it asks for a description, you're not looking for a noun. You're hunting for adjectives. If it asks for a contrast, you're hunting for comparative words like more than or unlike. If it asks for a list or a range, you're looking for plurals and commas. See what's happening? You're looking for the grammatical shape, not just the key words.
Let's expand on that idea with what I call your functional arsenal. Think of this as your target profile guide. It gives you the exact blueprint for what to look for. So if the question asks for a method, what are you looking for? You're looking for process verbs, words like measured or calculated. If it wants a reason, you're scanning for causal language, words like because or due to. By using this arsenal, you know the exact type of language to scan for before you even lay eyes on the paragraph. It's so powerful.
Okay, let's get into our live simulation. The mission is called Undersea World because, theory is great, but let's actually see how this works in a real scenario. It's time for a live simulation. Our mission is to navigate a passage called the Undersea World of Sound and locate 3 very specific pieces of intel. Let's do this. All right, here is our mission briefing. We've got 5 paragraphs, A through E, and we have 3 targets we need to find.
Target 1 is a description of what it is like under the sea. Target 2, a contrast between the speed of sound in and out of the ocean. And finally, target 3, the names of a range of noises whales and dolphins make. Time to apply that code breakers lens we've been talking about.
Let's take a look at target 1. The key word here is description. The question wants a description. Now, rookie mistake would be to scan the whole text for the word sea. Don't do that. Our strategy is way smarter. We are scanning for the structural shape of a description. And what does that look like? It looks like a cluster of adjectives, words that actually paint a picture.
And we've got a sonar match. Look at paragraph A. It says, dark, deep, and mysterious places. You see that? That little group of adjectives is the exact structural signature we were looking for. It's a description. Match confirmed. Let's move on.
Okay, on to target 2. The blueprint word this time is contrast. That word immediately sets our expectation. We know exactly what we're looking for now. We're hunting for comparative grammar. That could be words like however or unlike, or more likely, a structure like faster than or slower than, something that directly compares the speed of sound.
And boom, there it is. Another perfect match, this time in paragraph C. The text says sound travels 5 times faster through water than through air. I mean, that is the exact grammatical structure of a contrast that we predicted. And check out the clever paraphrasing here. In and out of the ocean from the question becomes water than air in the text. Classic IELTS.
All right, last target. The blueprint here is a range. So let's think about this. What does a range actually look like in a text? Structurally, it implies variety. And in written English, how do we show variety? Usually with a list of plural nouns separated by commas. So this is interesting. We're now scanning for punctuation just as much as we are for words.
And our scan is complete. Paragraph D gives us the perfect structural match. Look, pure tone whistles, pulsed squeals, screams, or barks. See that? That comma-separated list is the undeniable signature of a range. Target acquired.
Mission accomplished. So, let's do a quick debrief. This is important because what we've just done here is way more than just find a few answers. We've actually uncovered the underlying logic, the master code that really governs how these questions are built.
And this table just puts it all together perfectly. Look how it works. Your target, which is the question, gives you a structural code to look for in the text. A description told us to look for adjectives, a contrast told us to look for comparatives, and a range of names told us to look for a list with punctuation. Once you know the code, the right answers just pop out. They reveal themselves from all the noise. So, here it is, your final takeaway, your tactical checklist. Number 1, always, always do it last. You got to build that mental map first. Number 2, remember, you are not looking for a heading. You're hunting for specific, tiny, buried details. And number 3, decode the type. Use that code breaker's lens to hunt for the grammatical structure before you even think about hunting for keywords. This is how you turn a frustrating time trap into a targeted, effective, and successful strike.
You see, you've completely changed the game. You've gone from being a passive reader, just hoping to find something, to a strategic navigator. You no longer just read the text, you interrogate it. You have the intel, you have the tactics, and now you have the master code. So the only question left is, what are you going to decode next?